Hello, I'm Rob, and today I'm going to introduce you to Chow Runners Delivery Services, talk a little bit about who we are. So, of course, everybody knows our flashy logo, Chow Runners, catchphrase, we get the food to you. It's just something that seems to appeal to everybody. So, who is Chow Runners? Chow Runners is an online service company that connects service members, their families, and DoD employees living and working on military installations to the company around them. This is executed by coordinating drivers and local businesses, bridging the gap between on-base life and businesses outside the wire. We are owned and operated by veterans and military families, giving us the unique perspective and understanding of military life. A little background to me. On base, they have this saying, if you're hungry, order pizza. So on duty days, you're hungry, that's your option. So you spend $35 for a delivery, and you take about 5 or 6 bites of this special that you ordered, and then the rest of it goes into the fridge, and it sits for about 1 to 2 days until someone says, hey, someone needs to toss this out. And I'm not saying that that's the most horrible of strategies. Sometimes you find somebody to share it with, but first off, pizza isn't the most healthiest thing. And secondly, the proportions that usually you get with a delivery special really aren't suited for a one-person meal. And I wouldn't really call that a problem, but let's talk about actual problems that really inspired Chow Runner to be about. So base has people that have health conditions, and it's actually a surprising amount. And when we say health conditions, I'm talking autoimmune diseases, even something as simple as diabetes. And as a community, you don't have a lot of choices for delivery. And that's really rough because if you lived off base 30 to 45 minutes, no matter who you are or where you're at, you can get some delivery to you of many choices. But on base, if you don't like pizza, you might have a problem. Unless you're lucky enough to have a friend that can run to the front gate for you to pick up your DoorDash, or that can make it to the main gate. Or if you have a friend that you can call to pick up something on base. But, nobody usually does that too many times out of the kindness. When you talk about the delivery industry in California as a whole, it is hurting. There are businesses that complain that right now they're getting deliveries made by other companies without their consent. There are businesses that are complaining that they're being charged 30% commission from the delivery service for deliveries. And we just thought about that was so chaotic, especially in this time with the pandemic and everything that's going on, how much businesses have suffered. So we wanted to make a solution for all of these things. And we came together and made Chow Runners. Chow Runners is a delivery service for base. It's good for all parties with no commission taken from the restaurants, and that's a key word there. It's a way to earn extra cash for service members and spouses in their free time that offers flexible hours for both. If you've ever been a service member, sometimes you'll be told you're going to stay late. And hey, you're going to stay late turns into 5 or 6 hours. And especially for junior sailors and Marines, they get the brunt of that. Well, with something like Chow Runners, it has a very flexible schedule for the drivers. So even if that happens, they can still work this job on the side and still make extra money and have something that's a healthy source of passing free time. Spouses, a lot of them want to get out and do something. Just because of their situations with family members, it makes it really rough. With something like this, you can hire a babysitter for 2 to 3 hours and say, I'm going to get my me time in, drive around, make some deliveries, just get time to myself, and it becomes worth it to a lot of them. And they make some extra money at the same time, so it's pretty nice for them. So what's happened this year? I need to move my face over here up a little bit, so let's go ahead and do that. But while we're moving me up here, so January, we applied for our licenses, right? COVID delayed us a little bit. March, the platform was decided on, and we took a lot of time, but we wanted to make sure that we had something that was secure, and it was functional, and it had a lot of encrypted processes. And we succeeded on those accounts. Even the servers themselves are AWS servers, and I am pretty comfortable with where we're sitting at security-wise. In May, we got our first deliveries to SOI and San Onofre, And that was a big stepping stone for us because we were very footed into the south side of Camp Pendleton. And when we started breaking 10 to 12 orders a day up north, that was a monumentous moment because we knew that we could spread and actually support that spread. And we had a system built that's going to continue to support that spread. In September, we tripled in drivers. Now it's October. We have 60 drivers on the roster. They may not all be on at the same time, but they're there. So let's go back to this slide here. And, I need to move myself down again, don't I? So why are we not always online? Well, drivers are independent contractors. The hours of operation are completely driven by the spouses and military members that go active as a driver. Because of our unique business model, we can't force them, nor will we want to come on at a certain time. The company itself only provides a digital marketplace to connect the drivers, the customers, and the merchants. So they stay independent contractors. Even with the situation with AB5, we've danced around the rules and the wording to make sure that we're doing it the right way. And all of our contractors, we don't dictate what they do. They have free will. They have free rights. They have the right to say no always. They are W-9 status. So how does a driver come online? Drivers announce that they are open, and then the platform promotes this via social media. They usually let us know in our secure encrypted chats. The driver accepts contracts as they're offered through the platform. So when they let us know that they're online, we let people know through social media, hey, we have X amount of drivers in San Onofre or in Camp Pendleton South, and then we start turning on the stores manually, one by one, writing scripts to make that different, but that is the current process. And then the drivers accept contracts to the platform. The priority, safe drivers, safe community. This one was a huge one to us. We are in communities where entire units PT. Sometimes they PT right in the streets. Sometimes they PT running the wrong direction around corners. For drivers to get it right, they need to play it safe and be smart as if they were driving with a full family in the car every single day, every time they step behind the wheel with us. And realistically, that should be the practice all the time. So we took a look at a lot of the models, and a lot of them are using clocks, which make no sense in the pandemic since the walk-in is closed and the lines for drive-thrus can stack 20 to 30 cars. And we took the clock model and we just threw it right out. We said we don't want any part of it. So if there's a problem where we're looking at the time and we see issues, we may in person bump the driver and give them a call or text them and say, hey, is everything okay? We can't dictate the drivers how to do anything because then we'd be violating that W-9 separation. But we'll ask them, hey, everything all right? And usually I'd say 99 out of 100 times everything's fine. But that foundation, safe driver, safe community. Revenue model. So the driver collects no less than 7 for an on-base order, no less than 8 for an off-base order. The platform itself collects 20% of the food cost, and that is added to the cost of the delivery. That doesn't come from the restaurant, that comes from the customer. For a delivery where it's further than the calculation of $7 or $8, it'll be 57 cents per mile, right, from the restaurant to the customer. So a loaded delivery. Drivers keep 100% of that and the tips. Platform, again, we keep our 20% food cost. It sounds like it would be a lot, but when you consider an order cost $20 and we make $4, and then we pay the cost to pay out the drivers, the cost for getting paid, the transaction fees, the point of sales. And I'm sure if anybody here has dealt with finances and booking, you know how much these point of sales add up. It can be painful sometimes. Any questions to us? Message us through Facebook Messenger or email us at pr@chowrunners.us. I'm Rob Andrews. Thank you again for watching our presentation.